Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Rob's Little Blue Book. And tonight we are doing by request, and I've actually managed to fit three topics into tonight. We had a request last week for like a what's in the fridge episode, like what do you do with the stuff in your fridge, and also what do you do with the spices in your cupboard. And I've been like on a street food kick, so I'm gonna three birds with one stone. Is that even allowed? Anyway, that's what we're gonna do tonight. I have a bunch of stuff I'm dug out of my fridge, and we are going to be doing pakoras, which is South Asian street food. They're really good, and they're really easy to make, and they're vegan and gluten-free. Not that I really care too much about that, but if you do, it's gonna be important. I'm gonna turn this one light down, give me a sec. There we go. Take a little bit of that. Okay, so let me get back to this camera, and there we are. Okay, so I'm gonna do the cocktail tonight is really straightforward because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It's whiskey on the rock, and this is a, I'll show you guys. This came from a little store near us that sells, you can't really see it. This is a single malt Irish whiskey of all things. And I was very skeptical. This was a present from my partner Serena for Celebrate promotion. Very thoughtful. It's absolutely delicious, so I highly recommend it. It's called Sexton Single Malt, and cheers. It's really good. I'm down to the last little bit, and I'm kind of sad about that. Okay, so let's talk about what's in my fridge. And I want to talk, before we do that, this is one of the reasons I stress teaching techniques over recipes. Anybody can find a recipe on the internet, and there's millions out there, and if you're willing to wade through people's life stories and what their kids did when they woke up this morning and scroll down to the recipe, you can find it. And there's even some good ones out there. There's a lot of bad ones, though. I don't know whether it's the way the internet works, but I have recently seen people that should know better do really horrific things with Italian cooking, for example. Like, what's her name? Giada De Laurentiis or whatever. She's a really popular, she was a TV chef, she's now a YouTuber, and I watched her make carbonara, and it was horrific. So just because it's popular and it has a whole bunch of views and a million likes on the internet doesn't mean it's a good recipe. So that's one reason it's important to know techniques. The other is for something like tonight, where you can dig through your fridge and look and see what you have and put something together. And the final reason is it can save you money. I typically shop. So one of the things about having stuff in my fridge, I don't have a lot in my fridge. I had to really dig out for this stuff because I typically shop every day for ingredients. And one of the advantages of that, if you have techniques, is you can go to the grocery store and see what's on sale. You don't have to take your list of ingredients to the grocery store from your recipe and buy. You're at the mercy of whatever they have. You can walk down the aisles and see that, pork loin's on sale or pork chops or whatever. And like, I know what I can do with that. I'll do like a double pork chop or something. So save you money, and it's also a little more creative, a little more fun. So anyway, enough about that. Let me kind of show you what I dug out of my fridge here, and some of the spices that I had in my cupboard that I have been trying to use up. So for pakoras it's like a vegetable fritter, I guess. So we're gonna use a russet potato. It's a little bit soft because it's been in the fridge for a while. A red onion. I have some baby spinach, which I bought for, I don't remember why. It was probably for a salad or something, but it's still decent, so we're going to use that. And so for pakoras, it's basically that and spices. Now, some of the spices you may not have in your cupboard. We'll talk about the complicated ones. Everybody has cumin, turmeric, coriander, I think this is coriander. Yes, it is. Everybody's gonna have that. This is paprika. Most people have paprika. Now, most people, you may not have fenugreek seeds, which I quite like in pakoras. don't use them. If you don't have them, you can just skip these. And the other one that you may not have is, and I had like 3 packages of these for some reason. I keep buying them because I see these in recipes and I never think that I have them, and then I buy a package. So I have 3 packages of ashwagandha seeds. If you don't have these, you can use thyme. Use dried thyme. It'll be fine. It's a similar flavor profile. So we have that. And that is kind of it for the pakoras. Oh, the other thing too, this is Beisan. It's a chickpea flour. And I have 2 packages of this, and I hardly ever use it, but whatever, we're gonna use it tonight. You can substitute regular flour for this. This is a nice light, it won't be gluten-free, of course, if you use regular flour, but this is just gives it a nicer texture, but don't let that stop you. I got some coriander. Oh, so the other thing too is, with this kind of cooking, pakoras are really great with chutneys. And I'm gonna do 2 chutneys because I had enough to throw 2 together. I'm gonna try and do, I have these carrots that need to be used up. So we're gonna do a carrot tamarind chutney because this was in the back of my cupboard. I think this keeps forever. There's no date on it. Oh wait, there is. 2024. I don't even know how long I've had this, and it's still good till 2024. So good for tamarind. Feel free to stock up on this because it lasts forever. So we're gonna do a carrot tamarind chutney, and I think I had some mint. I think I bought this for. There's still some good leaves in here. I bought this for mojitos, and we never used it up all. So this was in the back, and so we're gonna do like a cilantro mint chutney, which I think will be good. And I'm gonna put sesame seeds in because I have so many sesame seeds. And use those up. And that's kind of it. Okay, so one of the spices that's in pakoras is Kashmiri chili pepper, which I don't expect you to have, but I expected to have, and I don't. I thought I had a bag of it. I don't know where, couldn't find it. So for Kashmiri chili pepper, you can substitute paprika, and to give put some of the heat back that this doesn't have, we're gonna put a little bit of cayenne in. So most people have paprika and cayenne. I get some jalapenos for heat because I want to put those in something. Maybe one of the chutneys. And these are, I don't even know. This is some kind of green chili. I think this is just a generic green chili. I'm probably going to chop one of these up and put them in the pakoras. So those are all the ingredients. Any questions? I just ran through a whole bunch of stuff. Somebody's got to have a question. The lemon's going to go in something too. It's a little soft, but well, it'll be fine. Chutneys are really easy. I think I'm going to start with the chutneys because I'm going to use the mini chop and we'll just blend them up and get them going. So let's start with the carrot. Oh, so let's peel it. And I'm going to do all the prep with you guys tonight. This shouldn't take too long. So we'll start with the carrot tamarind chutney, and these just need to be like, we're going to blitz everything in the mini chop, which is awesome, makes it really easy. And I guess I'll peel them all first. These carrots are like the weirdest shape. Look at this thing. Kind of mutant carrots. How's everybody's week going? It's already Wednesday. I can't believe it. I was in St. John, New Brunswick this weekend, just for one day. Really just drove down on a Friday and came back on Sunday. It's a lot of driving. It's really nice there. Weather was beautiful. Apparently it's foggy there all the time, but we had sun the entire time we were there. It was kind of nice. Okay, so that's carrots. Let's get rid of these. The only thing I want is egg scraper. And you don't have to be too fussy about this. We're just chopping it up enough for the mini chop. Normally these would have, you know, I don't like to waste things. These were destined for stock, but now they're chutney. Things change, you know. Seems good. So carrots and what else can I put in here? Let's put a little red onion in. think I want to save that one for the pakoras. Take a piece off this guy. That much? Any other questions? Not yet? So they can go in. And we want a little bit of tamarind. Hey, Penny. Thank you. It is hump day and stream day and everything else. I don't want to, this can be, this is a relatively strong flavor, so I don't want a ton of this, but it's quite a nice flavor, so come on, give me just a little bit. I think we'll just take like, just, slice it actually, so it's like, just take a little bit, small chop of it. I think that's about right. That goes in. What else did I say we were putting in here? We're gonna need to thin this with a bit of water maybe. I'm gonna start with that much, but I may add some more in a sec. We'll put the lemon in. We'll put the lemon in this one. Pull the mini chop into view so you guys can see it. It's under me over here. Okay. And both halves of the lemon in. So I do want to add a little bit, we've added lemon. I'm going to balance that out with a little bit of sugar, I think. This is my, I don't know if you guys saw, this was our Facebook Marketplace find. These little mushroom things are kind of cute. And, maybe like a teaspoon of sugar. I don't want it super sweet. And now some of our sort of signature spices here. So a little bit of cumin. Maybe like I got half a teaspoon here. Seems about right. And a little bit less coriander. And a good slug of salt. Can't hurt. There we go. Anybody think anything else should go in here? This is already, I can tell, this is probably not going to be thin enough, but let's see what happens here. It's going to be loud. Something in there is pretty solid. It's like a stone from the tamarind, I think. Probably should have taken those out first. What do you think? It's good though. There we go. So I'm pretty happy with the consistency. Having said that, I wanted it a little bit thinner. I think it looks pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so let's get that out and into something. So chutneys are really easy to make, and you can kind of make them whatever you want them to be. And it's a good way to use up, use up leftover vegetables and stuff. The other thing you can do with leftover stuff is if you're doing some Indian cooking, is quick pickles are also, I should show you guys how to do that sometime. Also really easy to, really should have thought through that tamarind thing first, but it seems to be okay. Remind me when I'm dipping, I'll bust my teeth on those. But let's taste too. Yeah, that's delicious. Great. Happy. Okay, guys, so there you go. Got a really simple carrot tamarind chutney. I'm gonna put it over here. let's continue on with the next step. I'm gonna wash this real quick and I'll be right back. Well, you'll see my back. This back. By the way, this will keep for, that'll keep a long time in the fridge too, so don't be afraid to make a big batch. Okay, what did I say was next? We're doing oh yeah, cilantro mint. Okay, I'm glad cilantro's a good thing to use in chutney because you never seem to be able to use up like enough of it. I always have extra cilantro. And I can never be bothered to, like, if you want to preserve cilantro, by the way, you can put the stems in water, like in a glass, and then pop like a little bag over it, put elastic around the whole thing. I can just never be bothered. I always forget, and then I have like this, like cilantro just left over. Anyway, seems like enough. Hopefully it fits. So we're starting with our cilantro. That's easy enough. And let's see if we can save some of this mint. That's seen better days. Pick some mint in there. It still smells really good though. It's nice. Are you guys just like all dying to get to the pakoras part? Have I like chutneyed you guys out? Those seem okay, those don't. Probably gonna want some water to thin this out. So I want this one, I think, to be a little bit thinner. Where are my sesame seeds? We're gonna put it in like, these are toasted sesame seeds, by the way. We're gonna use maybe a 1/4 cup. Fire those guys in there. I want some ginger in here. I showed you guys the trick to peeling ginger. Kind of a fun technique. You can just slice your rind off, but if you want to have a higher yield, so you're not wasting as much, just a spoon takes the peel off like just fine. You can just go around the whole thing and take it off with a spoon. To be honest, I don't normally do this because ginger's cheap and whatever. This is a good way to do it. So now I'm gonna take the end off. Do a little cleanup here. And what do you think? I want it gingery, so I'm gonna use a pretty good chunk of this, I think. And again, we just have to cut it up enough for the blender. That seems good. All right. I want some heat for this one, so I'm going to use one of my jalapenos. Serena is out tonight, so she won't be trying this, which means I can really crank it up. So if you don't want your chutney really, really spicy, I would seed this and take out the insides, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to let it go in. Seeds and all. Now, when you are working with hot peppers, even jalapenos, which are relatively mild as peppers go, don't, I just did it, my hair, don't touch your eyes. Bad idea. We want a little oil in here to sort of thin this out and give it some texture. What else? I think we haven't used the limes yet, so let's do that. What do you think? I kind of want this tart, so I don't think I'm going to add sugar. Maybe a pinch. See how juicy the limes are. Yeah, not very. Okay. I think I want 2 of these. Let me do that. Yeah, let's do 2. Let's do 2. Got a good feeling about 2. Oh, this is a much juicier lime than the first one. It's funny, these limes probably came from the same bin, although who knows. It's funny how the juice varies from one to another. Okay, that second one was pretty juicy. So let's take some of the edge off with a bit of sugar. Not a ton, just a little bit in there, sweeten it up. And of course some salt. All right, what do you guys think? This is the other chutney. And again, it'll be a little bit loud, I apologize for that. And I kind of want this I want a little more liquid in here. Let's add a little beer. Thin it out just a bit. I'm looking for a consistency that I can like dip the pakoras in. Much better. Okay, I don't think we need the mini chop anymore, so this can just go. And let's see, I was aiming for like a nice vibrant green color, which I think we got there. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Perfect. Okay, so let's have a look at these guys. We got a nice vibrant green, and these need to be stirred a little bit. And the carrot, they will keep their moisture, so Rebecca, I will definitely bring some because these aren't going to fly in this house, especially this one. I have a feeling this is really spicy, but let's see. But I love it's nice color, eh? Like, looks good. Okay, let me taste this just for seasoning and whatnot. Oh. Okay, it's not killer. It's not killer. It's definitely got kick though. It's exactly what I wanted. So let me do a little straightening up here, and we will get on to the pakoras. I don't need my sugar anymore. Give me a sec, guys. The one thing about doing a kitchen fridge thing is that I kind of pulled everything out. And now I'm a little crowded, so I'm going to put those off to the side for a sec. This goes in the sink. Give this a little bit of a wipe. And, you know, we talked about this a million times, but clean as you go. And I don't always clean as I go on stream, and I've explained why, because I don't want to be, like, turning my back on you guys and doing dishes and stuff. But tonight we're going to have to do a little bit of it because we're going to run out of space. So, give me one sec. Oh, that's good. Let's move on to the pakoras. So, I probably only need, you want kind of an even mix of, well, I don't know if you do. I like an even mix of vegetables in my pakoras. You can do, I'm not using white onion, I'm going to use red onion. But I'm going to just do half and half. So we're going to grate this guy. We did this for latkes, so this won't be anything new. So just give him a run on the box grater. And, you know, these can be any vegetables you have kicking around. It does not have to be what I'm using here. Although I think potatoes are really handy because this is kind of a fritter. So potatoes are going to be kind of your binder. So I would, if you can, I would make potatoes one of your vegetables. But on the other hand, well, onion bhaji are a little different. Onion bhaji don't have potatoes in them, obviously. But that's like a battered thing, not a fritter. And be careful when you get down close to the things, because even a box grater is pretty sharp. You don't want to like add any skin to this. It's not that kind of dish. Get our potatoes in. There we go. Okay, potatoes are done. That can go in the sink. Let's add, what did we say? Oh, the onion, yeah, of course. So I'm going to thinly slice this. You'll see why in a sec. Take the ends off our onion. Take off a layer. I can never be bothered just like to peel the skin off. I always end up taking like an entire layer off. Faster and easier. And we are going to just nice and thin. You don't want really thick onion chunks for this. So be careful when you get down to the last little bit. There we go. They can go in. Oh, my eyes. It's like, how do you control moisture? Okay, that's a good question. You'll see, so the interesting thing about this is, if I remember right, we're gonna kind of massage the vegetables once they're all in the thing to mix everything together. I'm gonna just skip this fat onion, I got a lot of onion here. And they will release their moisture. So it just takes like a minute or two. Wow, those are strong onions. It just takes a minute or two. They will release their moisture. It will. Your vegetable mix is always going to be like not have enough liquid. So once I get a good sense of how it's going to look, we're going to probably add some water. Oh yeah, baby spinach. And I recommend like, I don't know, a handful of baby spinach, I guess, like maybe that much. That looks good. Whew. I don't think you guys can see my eyes, but wow, that is like, I do, Rebecca, I've got the Baysan here. I have, for some reason, I had 2 packages of it. One's still sealed. I much prefer Baysan over regular flour for this, but since this is like what's in the fridge kind of thing, use what you got, right? It won't, of course, be gluten-free if it won't be gluten-free if you use regular flour, but there's nothing wrong with that either. That is probably, spinach can't hurt, right? Okay. And Penny, it's funny you asked about potatoes, because I was looking, when I was looking for latkes, I realized there's an Irish dish called, oh wow, blocksty or something like that, which is also, it's like a mashed potato, grated potato pancake as well. So, I don't know how hot these are, because I don't even remember what kind of chilies these are, but we're going to add one, at least one, I think. So I'm just going to slice this into rings and then probably run a knife through it into smaller pieces. I mean, these chilies may not even have a name. These just might be like generic chilies. Let's taste one just so we're not surprised. Yeah, it's not that spicy. Okay. In fact, probably do another one. Let's do another one. I'm not going to put a jalapeno in the actual core itself. So I'm just, what did they say, slicing these on the bias, I guess. And wow, give me a sec, guys. Onions are something else. I wonder if I like accidentally rubbed chili in my eye too. It'd be just like me. Okay. It's funny because all the other episodes we've ever done with chilies, I've worked with some extremely hot chilies and I've never touched my eyes once. And I hope I didn't do it tonight. Okay. So that's kind of our vegetables, and now we want our spices. So again, we're going to use some cumin, and we're going to go up a bit. We'll go to like, I guess, a teaspoon. It's kind of hard to go wrong. Like as long as you show some moderation, you're not going to add too much cumin or too much coriander to a dish. I normally use cumin and coriander kind of on a 1-to-1 when I'm seasoning. So that's a teaspoon of coriander. Now, as I said, if you don't have ashwine at home, and you might not, you could use thyme. Of course, I'm going to use a teaspoon of this, the seeds. Don't use a teaspoon of dried thyme. Like probably like an 1/8 would be fine. Oh, they smell good. Okay, and a slug of salt's not gonna hurt. Now for the Kashmiri chili powder, of course I swear to God I had some, but apparently I don't. So we're gonna throw in some paprika and a little cayenne for kick. Got this paprika at the Spice Trader place in Carlo, Spice Trader in Kensington Market, who has every spice known to man, as far as I can tell. Spices, I was in there, and that's unusual for me. There were spices in there I had never heard of. I don't even know what they're for. So I'm not going to make these killer. I'm going to go like, this is actually pretty strong cayenne powder. 1/4 teaspoon maybe. And then the other thing we're going to put in is a little bit of fenugreek seeds. Now, if you don't have these, I'm just going to put a pinch in. If you don't have fenugreek seeds, leave them out. It's not going to make or break your, pakoras. And if I was doing this like, if it wasn't a kitchen fridge night, I'd be tempted to toast these first, but I'm not going to. So there you go. So any questions about spices or anything that's gone in here? And I'll show you the, look at the color just even before we mix it up. Okay, so now you just get in there and we're kind of like crushing them, mixing everything together. The potato and the onions will give up their moisture. And then the spices will mix. You can see already, it's already getting like, not soupy, but moist. Get back in there. And we're gonna spend like, probably, I don't know, like a minute doing this. And then we will, when we get to the Bézin part, we will adjust the consistency to get the right consistency for a fritter. But I can feel it. Everything is just like giving up its moisture. It's great. So it's such an easy thing to do. And it's kind of cool. So, and again, this is the technique part. So if you were doing this with whatever vegetables were in your fridge, like if you're going to do shredded carrots, for example, in here, that would work, but you would really have to combine it with something that's going to give up some liquid. Potatoes, onions, I don't know, what else would you have in your fridge that you could do that with? I don't know. Somebody throw vegetable suggestions that have moisture that would work like the same as this. I don't know if you guys can hear the squishing, but these are really giving up a lot of moisture. Okay, I kind of, yeah, snap peas and zucchini would be great. Snap peas are good. Snap peas you'd have to cut because they're not going to squish, but I can see that happening. Okay, so we're going to put that aside for a sec. Okay, and let me show you guys, well, you guys can see the texture, right? So it's kind of a liquidy, sweet peppers. I think if you slice them thin enough, sweet peppers would work just fine. Okay, so now let's mix up the other component, which is the flour. So I'm going to use, I don't know, maybe a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup of this. Let's do 3/4. Let me just see how much this is actually. That's half, that's not going to be enough. So, well, that was a scant quarter, whatever. Yeah, minced is a good idea. Okay, we want a little baking powder. Anytime you're doing a fritter or something battered, baking powder is going to give you like a lighter coating, I guess is the word I'm looking for. And again, with baking powder, it's hard to like over or underdo it. That was a teaspoon. Don't go crazy. Baking powder does have a taste, but you need to use a lot of it to get the taste to come through. And we're going to put in a little turmeric for color. Maybe I got half a teaspoon of turmeric here. I like turmeric. I like the color of turmeric. It makes everything look friendly. Now this is not going to be, let's give us a stir here. Let's do it properly. Hang on. Okay, so we're just going to mix this up. Now this is going straight into our veggie mix, and then we're going to adjust the consistency with water in a sec. Probably not more than like a couple tablespoons, but we'll see. And I'm actually going to probably stir this up with my spatula, wherever the hell that went. I'll use this one, I guess. So you want the beisan, the flour mixture, to completely disappear into the mix. So we'll see if I have to add water. I think I'm going to have to add a little bit. Well, actually seems okay. I think, I don't want it too liquidy. I'm gonna give it a kiss of beer here. The potatoes and the onions release a lot of liquid, so I'm kind of pretty happy with this consistency. Okay, you guys can see, this looks good to me. This is kind of what I want. I like the way it's holding together. I know it's going to hold together in the fryer. Look at that. That's perfect. Yeah. Okay, now to fry these up, we're going to do, I'll show you how to do it here. So I tried to move the fryer over here so that you guys could see them fry. It just wasn't working. It was hard to fit on the counter. It's really, really hot, and I would prefer just to have it behind me where it is. And you guys can't see it, but it's right there. But I'm going to show you the technique for putting them into the oil. I'll do that on camera, and then I'm going to turn around and do it. So it's really easy. You just take a spoonful, get on there, and you're going to go over to the oil and just like scoop them in like that. So you just grab a spoonful and then just into the oil. Got it? Okay. Let's put those back. I'm just going to do maybe 5 at a time, I think. And you want your oil, so if you're doing, my deep fryer is set, it tops out around 375, which is perfect. If you're doing this at home, like in a pot or a cast iron skillet or something, this is the one time you want your oil pretty hot. You want it really hot for this. So give me 1 sec, guys. Let me get a couple into the oil. Make sure it doesn't like boil over. 1, that's 2, 3, 4. I think 5 to start. I'm pretty hungry, but I can always do more later. Okay, so they're in the oil, and I'll say we'll pull them out in 5 minutes, so 7:45. We're gonna do them until they are like deep golden brown. In the meantime, I'm gonna do a little cleanup. So any questions? This seems like, it seems pretty straightforward actually. So this technique, this thing, you can do this with really anything that's in your fridge. What gives it, what I get, you know, honestly, what makes them pakora as well. So a pakora is a deep fried vegetable fritter. So you can use whatever vegetables you want. Of course, what gives them their flavor profile is the spices you use. I mean, you're using a traditional sort of an Indian subcontinent spice blend of ginger, coriander, not ginger, cumin, coriander, ajwain, fenugreek, and Kashmiri chili pepper if you can find it. Although we faked it tonight, and I think it's going to work out okay. So I'm going to wait and enjoy this. Got a plate out, and of course we don't really need to do plates in the oven for this. Need a little paper towel though. Drain them. We've got our chutneys. Let's give those a stir. And take out the... See, I learned something tonight. Don't put tamarind nuts or whatever the hell those are in your chutney. I'm actually worried about my little mini chop there for a second. Which has been going strong for, God, like 10 years or something. Okay, let's have a look. Ooh, these may not take 5 minutes. What I said 5 minutes, right? It's only been 2. These look done. Okay, I'm gonna wait like, I think 1 more minute, and then we're gonna take these out. Okay, I get back to here. All right, hope you guys can see. They look, I mean, they got a nice, ooh, they're hot. Beautiful golden brown color. Got different sizes and shapes. What do you guys think? I'm gonna hold them up there. So they look done to me. I'm gonna wait just a couple seconds before biting into one of these because they look smoking hot. But they're really good. Okay, so I'm gonna try one. How hot is this? This seems very hot. I'm gonna wait. Even for me, that seems pretty hot. I'm gonna try one just straight up, and then we'll try the chutneys. Okay, I'm gonna take a chance here. Hot. I'm definitely done. And that just tastes, okay, that's good to know, Rebecca. I'm glad they're edible. I'm not poisoning myself. This tastes great. This is, it's actually like nice and crispy on the outside. It's wonderfully creamy on the inside. I think actually, could have even gone down a little bit longer. Cook. Maybe the big, no, these are done. They're done. Yeah, they have a, wow, they're hot. A really nice crunch. It's almost like tempura, and this is why you add baking powder to your batter. Gives you that light crunch. Okay, so that's that one. Any votes on which chutney to try first? I know it's a huge delay, so I'll wait for a sec while you guys decide. Cleanse my palate, I guess. All right, I'm just gonna pick one. I think I want to try, you know what, since this is the spicier one, I'll try the more savory one first. And see how it goes. Just scoop up a bunch of that. Mmm. Okay. That's really good. I have to say, I love chutneys. Like when I make Indian food, I'll make, yeah, I mean, you make the basic dish, but I'll make like as many different kinds of chutneys as I can. I love just mixing them, eating them with the food. And this one's a winner. It's really good. You're gonna have a little more carrot, and then we'll move on to the cilantro mint one. Yeah, I know there's a huge delay. Well, so good. I always have that glitch in the matrix moment when I take, if Serena's here and I'm taking her serving, I'll walk into her office and put it down and look up at her screen and see me leaving the kitchen to go take it to her. So I know there's a significant delay. And it is smoking hot in here. Give me a sec, guys. I'll open the window. So I got the deep fryer going behind me and everything else. Okay, so definitely a winner. So they're great on their own. They're great on their own. But this really does complement the flavor of the pakora. So let's get into the cilantro mint. Mmm. Yeah. They're both, oh, that's spicy. You know what, they're both amazing. I want to tell you guys, like, this is just, you know, for what's in the fridge, I mean, yeah, it's been in my fridge for a while, but everything's still fresh. You know, we took really good quality, fresh ingredients and prepared them, like, at the last second, and it's really good. I'm very happy with this. I know, and I got the mic in a new spot, so you're probably getting extra crunch. Really happy. I'm really happy. These are delicious. None of the flavors are particularly overwhelming or powerful. The spice blend is perfect. Everything's balanced. There's not a strong hint of, like, there's not too much cumin or coriander. It's not too spicy. Yeah, it's just, wow. I'm really happy, guys. So, I'm actually gonna close the window because my really loud neighbors out there. Okay, so I have kind of covered what I want to cover. I'm gonna stick around for a sec. Maybe I'll actually put the cameras back on the pakoras. I mean, this is what we all came here for, so you guys can see. Like, they just, and they have a wonderful texture and even like a color to them of the different ingredients. I think you could play around with like different colored vegetables and make something that just looks really appealing. Wow. This is, you know, for an in the fridge night, I think we can hit it out of the park, guys. It's really good. So I'm gonna stick around for a few minutes, maybe eat one more, and we can talk a little bit about next week. I don't have a plan for next week yet. I really don't have a plan for next week. I might do, I don't know. How do you guys feel about lasagna? I have been craving lasagna for a while. And I know it's not like totally stream suitable, but I'll have to like time travel it a little bit. You want to do wings again? I could do wings again. That's a great idea, Penny. Raita would be absolutely perfect for this. And in fact, when I use my Raita, when I dip, I would cheerfully dip like in one of those and then into the Raita as well. It's a really good idea. I wish I thought of that. I would have made Raita. One of my favorite things. That's a really good idea. We could revisit wings, but I have done mac and cheese, Sabrina. I did mac and cheese like way back in the Twitch days. And I think I've done it. I think I even did I do a lobster mac and cheese? I think I did a lobster mac and cheese way back in the day. But I think I'm going, and that's exactly what I'm going to do, Rebecca. I'm going to, because I can hand roll the lasagna sheets, right, with the mattarello, and do it like right from scratch. I want to do lasagna. I'm going to do lasagna. It's going to be, even if I have to time travel it, there's enough prep, there's enough tips and tricks I can show you on how to like handle the noodles and assemble the whole lasagna, make the ragu, and I will just do everything in advance and we'll assemble it and I'll have one in the oven. It'll be great. And I will make extras and I will take some to everybody. Everybody can have a tray of lasagna. I'll go out and get foil trays and we'll, because lasagna freezes beautifully actually, so we can do that as well. Okay guys, we have a plan for next week, an ambitious one, but I'm pretty happy about it. And it'll give me some more practice with the mattarello. I need to like, you know, get my practice in. I haven't rolled lettuce full yet, I gotta tell you, in like a month. No, it hasn't been a month. A couple of weeks though, so I could use the practice. Okay, well, I am going to finish my pakoras. I'm gonna drink my scotch and take it easy for the rest of the evening. So everybody be well, and I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.